Hello YouTube and welcome back to my channel. Today we have a list that is the result of a couple different things. One is the deck I played a few weeks ago, Mono Black Coffers. That for some reason has been the most popular deck I've put up to date, so and the most comments and so forth. Now during that in the comments, I had some good discussion with another user, maybe subscriber, I'm not sure. Seiko, I think is what his username is. And interesting thing was, had a couple deck lists that he shared, he or she, I don't know. And so, I looked at those, and the interesting thing was that I did try the 5-color mono black deck offline, but I didn't do very well with it. It was just some test games, and one thing I noticed was in those games there was one card that was always in my hand. I was never able to, I can't remember, it was the 5-mana card. I think it's let's see here, maybe it was Final Punishment, I'm not sure, but that card, at least in my experience when I played it, didn't really do anything. And so I that was one thing. And it was an interesting deck, though. I like how it kind of mixed in different lands and be able to kind of splash colors. I think there's something there. It sounds like Seiko had more success with it, so I think that's still very interesting. But yeah, I did run some test games with that. But the other deck that was mentioned in the chat comments was one that he was playing around with, called Corrupt Glaciers was the name of it. He said, "Oh, we're just kind of goofing around putting this together." So the funny thing is that I kind of looked at that deck too, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I can see where you're going with that." And then I discovered out there in the wild a deck. And this deck was not called Corrupt Glaciers. I don't actually remember what it was called, but when I saw it, I was like, wait a second, this is just like the deck that the user subscriber, or that he she whatever was recommending something very similar to this. So anyway, that brings us to today. Kind of a long winding road to get to where we're at here, to the deck we're going to play today. But this deck's very similar to the user submitted list that we talked about a few weeks ago. And the main differences, from what I can tell looking at the both lists up here on the screen, and actually I'll go ahead and just bring these over so you guys can see what I'm looking at. So the decks are very similar. We have Skeletal Scryings, some number. This is the user submitted list. This is the list we're running today. 4 discs versus 2 Drain Lives, 4 and 3, Corrupt, 4/3, Innocent Bloods, Duress, Powdered Keg. You can see there's a lot of similarities. And then this is where it changes, where there's kind of a smattering of removal and different things, and a couple of creatures even, and a Nightmare, which it's kind of an interesting one. That's from that's an OG card, I'm pretty sure. I thought that was kind of a cool include. So a little smattering of stuff, whereas this has 4 Smothers, and then this kind of has more 4 ofs and 3 ofs of other cards that are similar. So, and then the mana base is similar too. We got Swamps, Mistress Factory, Thawing Glaciers, Dust Bowl, and then there's 1 Cabal of Coffer Seer and 1 Deserted Temple. I just think it's interesting that Saiku. I enjoyed the conversation we had in the chat, and this was something you were working on. But I think we're going to run this today and see where it goes. And I thought it was interesting that we had that conversation, and these decks are very similar. So we're going to see what happens today. So anyway, to give a quick overview of what we're going to be doing with this deck today. Again, this is another mono black control deck, and it's not in the same vein as the one we played a few weeks ago, where it was more of a quote-unquote big mana deck, because we were trying to use Cabal Coffers to power out the higher CMC spells. Whereas in this deck, what we're trying to do is basically using Thawing Glaciers to just make sure that we're always fishing out lands out of our deck, improving our draws, and just having 28 lands, that's a lot of lands in a deck. But that's just going to allow us to stay in the game, and then later on be able to do some big drain lives and corrupts to turn the game around. So that's kind of what this deck's aiming for. So we have a bunch of swamps. We have the 3 thawing glaciers that we'll be using as much as we can. It depends on how we have to stay alive in the early game. And then we have our 4 Mishra's Factories that can, block or attack or whatever their role might be. There's a couple of Dust Bowls too, so for opposing factories and that kind of thing. So we got a couple of those that we can kill. We got plenty of lands to sacrifice that we would presumably be ahead on lands at some point. There's one copy of Deserted Temple, interesting card. I don't know if this is mostly just to untap the Thawing Glaciers, but I just thought that was an interesting include. Comes to play untap, taps for mana, so that's good. And then it has a function that it can do. 1 drop slot, we have 4 Duress for early game disruption, 4 Innocent Bloods for early game killing of a creature, a couple Phyrexian Furnaces to kind of dirtle it around with the graveyard and draw a card or whatever. 2 drop slot, we have more removal and smothers for that early game that we're trying to stay alive long enough to get to our bigger spells. So 4 smothers and 3 powder kegs, also a very important card in the early game to wipe away the weenie creatures and so forth. So early game, we've got a lot of stuff going on here where we're just trying to stay alive, kill their creatures, disrupt their hand, some sweepers, some random graveyard hate. So that's kind of the early game thing, and then we're doing Thawing Glaciers every turn, hopefully. Then we get to the mid and late game where we have our Never Neurals discs, just that reset button in the middle of the game to kind of reset. Maybe we're at 8 life and we're about to turn a corner. We're able to get a disc resolved and it untaps, and we can actually control the game from there and blow things up when we're ready and so forth. So that's an interesting piece. And then finally at the top end, as we've talked about in the past, we have 4 copies of Corrupt, as is the namesake of the deck, Corrupt Glaciers. So 4 copies of that, 6 mana sorcery, deals damage to any target equal to the number of swamps you control, gain life equal to the damage dealt this way. So that's what we're looking to do, resolve these in the late game. Also resolving drain lives that, you can only spend black mana on the X part of drain life, so that's an important thing to keep in mind. But it does X damage to any target, and you gain life equal to the damage dealt, and it can't exceed the player's life total or the creature that you're trying to kill with the drain life. And then there's 3 copies of Skeletal Scrying. I know there was another comment about from someone else regarding using Skeletal Scrying in their black decks. I thought that was very cool too, instead of Phyrexian Arena. So I can see the appeal here. So we're going to run those as well. And so that's the main deck. I kind of like the way it's set up. It's similar to the one we played before, so we'll just see how this one goes. But so I kind of like the dynamic of it here. And then sideboard-wise, we have 2 Tormod's Crypts for additional graveyard hate. We have 4 copies of Stupor, which I like this card. I only did brief testing with this list, but I did end up sideboarding this in a matchup, and for 3 mana, you're having them discard 2 cards, and most spells in today's game, the classic 3 mana draw discard 2 cards. I can't remember what the original one was, Mind something, and then there was better ones printed later on, like Go Blank and other ones. But Stupor, the interesting thing about that is one of the cards is at random, and then they discard a second card. So that's a little bit better, just being 1 random card and then 1 card that they choose. So I find that an interesting dynamic and can come in at the right time to disrupt probably control decks or whatever. Dystopias for the green and white matchups, got some of those, and with being able to gain life, we might be able to keep this out extra turns and whatnot. We also have a couple copies of Mutilates if we need some big time sweepers. I mean, we have our powder kegs, we have our Never Neurals discs, which the disc being more of a quote-unquote big time sweeper, if you will, whereas a powder keg's more of a clean up the small stuff. But Mutilate's also very strong for bigger creatures, and if we just need a little extra oomph, we can bring those in. There's 1 copy of Persecute, and we can just, probably mostly for monocolor decks, but you never know. There might be an application with this in some other way, but we could bring this in. It's a sorcery, choose a color, and they reveal their hand and discard all cards of that color. And then finally we have 3 copies of Haunting Echoes. This is a pretty nasty card if you can actually resolve this in a game. So it's a 5-mana sorcery, and it says exile all cards from target player's graveyard other than basic land cards. For each card exiled this way, search that player's library for all cards with the same name as that card and exile them. Then that player shuffles. So it can really be crippling depending on how the game has gone and what cards are in the graveyard, and then you just remove all copies of those cards from the rest of their library. So that'll be an interesting one to see where that comes in as well. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and dive into some games here in the league and see where we can go with this. So let's jump into the games. All right, let's jump into match 1. We will be on the draw. All right, so looks like a keep. I think a lot of games I'm probably going to start on Thawing Glaciers, but in this particular matchup right here, we're going to start on Duress and then Thawing Glaciers later, just so we can know what we're kind of up against and help navigate the landscape of the game. It's kind of my thought there. So, Swamp from the opponent, okay. And let's just see what they're working with. Oh boy, this is going to be a long game. Oh my gosh. This says Chroma's Vengeance. Destroy all artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. I don't know if I care too much about that. So yeah, this is going to be a long, strap in, this is going to be a long, painful game, and we are disadvantaged in the game because this matchup favors their deck for sure. You got 2 Eternal Dragons they can cycle. This can blow everything up. They have an Exalted Angel. Okay. Well, let's just start doing the Thawing Glaciers thing, and you know, if they play the Exalted Angel, we can just Innocent Blood it right now. So probably gonna try to see if we can get some level of graveyard hate from the sideboard to get rid of the Eternal Dragons as they chill out in the graveyard. Okay. All right. Well, so I think we'll go ahead and Innocent Blood that now. It's tempting to play the Powder Keg, but it'll take forever to make that happen. They'll have gained a ton of life by then, so we're just going to play Innocent Blood. And then play this Swamp and pass. So opponent's got 5 cards in hand. They can cycle Eternal Dragons and then whatever else they're going to do. So another Corrupt for later on in the game. No point in playing this Powder Keg right now, so we'll just keep doing the Thawing Glacier thing and pass back. It's going to be a long game, so I'm going to save time as much as I can with the F6 feature. I have no plays, so they're going to duress us, okay? sure what they're taking here. Probably powder keg, but I don't know. They take the corrupt. Okay. They drew a card with a Chroma's Vengeance. Okay, so they cycled that away. Okay. Dust Bowl, not real helpful. I guess we can kind of dirtle around with the Mishra's Factory. Maybe get in some hits. It's going to be, like I said, a long game, so... Gerard's Verdict. Okay. Just pitch these two cards. They're lands, so they get to gain life. Okay, we get to duress now. That's nice. See what they got. Swords to Plowshare and 2 Skeletal Scryings. Well, the swords to Plowshares we don't care too much about. It does hit our factory and prevents us from attacking. It's the unique card. Yeah, I guess we'll take it, but it kind of feels bad that they have those Skeletal Scryings, though. So we'll go ahead and get in for some damage just because we got to try to start reducing their life total somehow over the course of the game. And as far as playing this powder keg right now, I don't see a reason to do that, but yeah, we'll just pass. They could Skeletal Scrying for 2 here, I guess. Okay. Well, so this is the other side of playing or not playing the powder keg, just Cabal Therapy, so yeah. The only time it's going to be useful really is going to be when they're playing a bunch of, they really want those corrupts gone though, I can see. But this really is only good against their tokens, so it's not like it's... Okay, I mean, we could drain life, but it's not the worst play in the world. But I think for right now, we're just going to keep attacking with Mishra's Factory. I just feel like that's a better use of our resources right now. Try to set up a better drain life if we can. I mean, could very easily get Cabal Therapy next turn. And I think I will go ahead and play this powder keg out just based on the therapy, just to have it there. I don't see it doing a whole lot during the game, but... Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. It's just, I mean, we could have drained for like 3 or something. It just didn't feel like it was worth it when we can attack with the Mishra's Factory. So opponent just has the Skeletal Scrying in hand. They're going to be able to get a pretty good one, though. So they're going to be able to draw quite a few cards and probably start getting those dragons back. So we're going to say no to the powder keg. Although there's an argument for getting it up to 7, but that just seems like, I think it's better just keep it on 0. Because, yeah, they can get the dragon back and play it right away, pretty much, so there's no point in trying to race that. Well, there's a corrupt. I mean, that's actually pretty good right here. They're going to pay some life for the skeletal scrying, too. Yeah, I don't see why we're not going to just go ahead. We could do it for, let's see, it costs 6. Yeah, I guess we got to use all our mana. I was hoping to maybe attack with the factory, too, but that's okay. So just corrupt you for 6. That's what we're doing here. And enjoy your skeletal scrying. Pass the turn. They can scry for like 5. Takes them down to 8, but refills their hand though, so that's the more important part of it. I would do the same thing. I wouldn't hesitate to draw 4 or 5 cards or whatever it was. Five cards, okay, refuels. There we go. So with 5 cards in hand, it's interesting. I'm not sure what they're... Let's go ahead and do this. If they Swords Plowshare it, then, you know, that's life. So, but we gotta do it, and then we'll probably just play this disc out because there's no reason to keep it in our hand with Cabal Therapies and Duresses floating around. But eventually they're gonna get this dragon out, and so this disc might be helpful in that case. I imagine they're probably running main deck Disenchants too, so... Okay, Decree of Justice, sure. I mean, the powder keg will kill everything if I do that, which I probably will, I guess, since they'll have more guys. Seems reasonable. Because powder keg kills the Mishra's Factory also, so there's no point in... Yeah, that's fine. And for some reason he's blocking with all 5. It's not clear why he's doing that, but just doesn't really matter, so. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Play the disc. Pass the turn. And see what they got. We can take the 3 here and just chill with the powder keg for now, I think. Prevents them from playing anymore right away till we try to drain some more life or find another Mishra's Factory or something like that. Let's keep thinning our deck out, get our lands in play. Deserted Temple. Okay. thing that kind of sucks a little bit is that the powder keg just sitting there doesn't really do us any favors, because they can just keep attacking for 3 every turn and not really worry too much about it. So I'm going to let one more turn go by. I'm hoping to draw another a drain life or something like that. We already have 3 corrupts gone, so we may not see another one of those for a while, but opponent's got a Gerard's Verdict, it looks like. They'll be able to gain 3 life from that, which that's kind of annoying, frankly. Yeah, that's a great, fantastic. Yeah, the biggest problem right now in this game is that they have 6 cards in hand. That's the difference in the game. That puts them way ahead. And not to mention that they have these dudes sitting in the graveyard just waiting to come back and impact the game. But opponent's still doing stuff. Combat, okay. I think we'll take this, probably be the last 3 we take from these dudes. I'm sure they have more coming, but we're going to have to use the powder keg at some point. I don't want to take too much damage. They have the luxury to sit around and do not do much because they have so many cards in hand. Exalted Angel, sure. So that'll force us to use the Nevinyrral's Disc instead, so that's fine. No. Draw step. Well, that's helpful. That'll allow us to refill our hand too. Okay, so we'll just pass back. Opponent goes directly to combat, sure. Swords to Plowshare, their own creature. Yeah, whatever. So we're going to Skeletal Scrying for 4 here. Let's use this first. And they're going to kill it anyway, so might as well get one more use out of it. Okay. And then scry for 4. One, 2, 3, 4. Oh, interesting. Okay. We'll be draining some life here. Ooh, Phyrexian Furnace. That's actually kind of some hot tech. So the only thing is, I can only drain life for like 4 because I want to leave up the Phyrexian Furnace activation to snipe whichever dragon they're going to try to grab. So let's play this Phyrexian Furnace. And then we'll leave up 1 mana to be able to activate that. So I'm going to tap for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Drain 4 life. Alright, let's see if they try to get one of the dragons back, or if they have another plan. I don't really know. I think you have to do it on upkeep. Yep. Okay, so let's Exile the bottom card. And then do that. Get that out of there. Okay. Never Narrows Disc. Doesn't hurt to see that. So I think I'm going to go ahead. I want to make sure that this Drain Life is going to hit. This would be a tragedy if it got Gerard's Verdict or something. So I'm going to go ahead and use it now for 8. They'll be at 2. That's going to reduce their options of doing things. And then hopefully we can get this disc down next turn. But I got to use this while we can, so... Alright, pass back. I mean, Gerard's Verdict here is pretty good, but I just think we needed to strike while the iron was hot there. We may have never seen... Oh, wow, they didn't have anything. Okay. Play a disc. I'm surprised I didn't try to get the dragon back. Maybe they'll do that this turn, because they have one more dragon. Oh, sure. Decree of Justice for a whole bunch of dudes, okay. 6 dudes, sure. I'm not beyond smothering one of these, because this isn't going to do anything else in the game. I mean, it could kill an angel potentially. That would be better, but yeah. Well, they got 5 cards in hand. That's a lot. So there's probably a lot they can do. Okay, get the dragon back. Makes sense. We'll be seeing that probably next turn. Not sure what's happening right now, but opponent's doing something else. Vindicate. Oh, yeah, that's actually really good. Okay. Fortunately, we have another disc that hopefully will land and not get messed with. But with 6 cards in hand, like I mentioned earlier, this is the biggest factor in the game. So I don't see the downside of not playing the Smother. I mean, I know it's only one. It's kind of bad here, but we got nothing else. Let's top deck that last Corrupt here. Wrap it up. So we'll play this Vulnerable Disc. Hope that it can do something, but not feeling great about it. Another Smother. Okay. Alright. Pass back. Doesn't feel great. I'm surprised they're playing that. They must have another disenchant. Wow, that's... Oh man, yeah, that's game over. Wow. Yep. Well, top deck Corrupt is what we're looking for, and that's the only thing really that's going to save us. So, all right, let's see if we can hit it. Yeah, it doesn't really do anything. So we're taking 8. I guess we're still alive, so there's that. Get another chance at the top deck. Alright, taking 8 here. Down to 12. Still looking for that magical top deck here. I can see where a cursed scroll would be helpful in this deck. Maybe in the sideboard or something. Because like right now would be a great time to have one. Ah, man, it's too bad. So we take 8 more down to 4. Alright, feels pretty bad, but okay. Oh, more dudes. Oh, good lord. Okay, well, I think that probably is going to wrap it up then. So make a crap ton more soldiers, and I think that's probably going to be it. We missed the top deck. We had a couple opportunities at it. 7, 9, 14. Yeah, that's it. Alright, well, try game 2. That was painful. I feel like in this matchup, Stupors are going to be probably pretty good. Dystopias are probably also pretty good. The Smothers are not any good. Innocent Blood really isn't doing much. So we'll take those out. And bring in... It's tempting to bring in this Haunting Echoes. It could be really good at the right time, but... yeah. That's probably better than a one of Tormod's Crypt, so... I wouldn't mind having a Mutilate, too. 1 Mutilate, 1 Persecute, 1 Haunting Echoes. Taking out 1... Powder Keg and maybe 1 land. Let's just try that. We're a little bit ahead on time, which is nice, but it's not like super important. It's just something to notice. Okay, so we'll keep this, start on duress, and go from there. Wow, just all kinds of stuff. It's not clear what the best thing to take is. Probably the Skeletal Scrying. The Vindicates are also pretty annoying. I think I'll take that. That's really tough. It's very close. Phyrexian Furnace, good to see. So I'm kind of glad we got rid of that Vindicate, and they don't really have anything else that can mess with that right now, so. Alright, pass back. Caves of Koilos, okay. Another swamp. Don't see this Dust Bowl doing a whole lot. We'll just play the swamp, and I think we pass. Powder keg, not doing much right now, so. And it's not even really super effective in the matchup. I mean, yeah, I can clean up some soldiers once in a while, but other than that, it doesn't really do much, so. Yeah, that's more like it, so. Alright, so let's cast Stupor, get to the discard business here. Ooh, that's a good hit. And then the swords to plowshares. Okay. Pass the turn. I'm working on a Decree of Justice coming up, so we may play this Powder Keg after all. We can wait on this scrying. Ooh, Duress, nice to see too. Let's go ahead and do that. They'll probably Decree of Justice in response, I would imagine. Yeah. I would do the same thing. Good call. They get a dude. Duress resolves. Taking Decree of Pains. They have Dust Bowl and Swamp and Angel. So Mutilate's going to be probably pretty effective soon. And we could scrying for 2. Just not sure if it's worth playing this Powder Keg right now. I don't think it is, so we're just going to wait. I think Mutilate's going to be better if they drop the Angel. Mutilate will be pretty good there. Assuming they drop it, face down, which they would have to do right now anyway, so. Ooh, Phyrexian Arena. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, that's really good. Another Phyrexian Furnace. So we'll go ahead and get the Powder Keg down. Let that start doing its thing, and I think I'll save this Furnace just in case. I mean, it would be kind of nice to have 2 of them out there. I'd hate to get Gerard's Verdict and have to dump the Mutilate. That would be kind of a disaster, so I think we'll just hold on right now. That Phyrexian Arena is going to be really good for them, though. They play Dust Bowl. They can kill our Dust Bowl. Yeah. They could just Vindicate. Okay. It's kind of a weird play, but sure. Okay, I think we'll just pass and probably skeletal scrying for 3. When I can play this Exalted Angel straight up, which is kind of annoying. They're going to Dust Bowl or Dust Bowl. Okay. Scrying for 3. One, 2, 3. Oh, I keep forgetting that Keg doesn't kill the Phyrexian Arena. I don't know why I'm ticking that up. It was kind of stupid. This is a wasted card now. I gotta stop forgetting that. Played too much, too many games of newer Magic. Okay, Thawing Glaciers is dead in the water with the Dust Bowl. Dystopia seems like it might be good at some point. I don't know if it's good right now. It's not super clear to me what we're doing right now, so I think we're just gonna continue to wait. I don't see any reason to do anything right now, so we're just gonna pass. Yeah, and that Phyrexian Arena is just gonna be a real problem, or it is a problem. It's winning the game for him. Man, that couldn't be worse. Wow, that's bad timing. That's my own fault. Playing against hand disruption should have just played out something. I don't know what, but I don't know what they take here. The Dystopia, maybe. I'm not sure. But whatever it is, it's going to feel pretty bad. So that's terrible. Sometimes it's hard to play against. Like the hand disruption can be tough to play against because it's, especially in a matchup like this where you're not sure whether to play something, it gets blown up, it's keep it in your hand, it gets discarded. It's a tenuous cat and mouse game, kind of. Now they're thinking about the Mutilate if they play this Angel, which they should be thinking about that. Consequences be damned. They're all in. Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to keep ticking that thing up. Well, that's too bad. So I think next turn we can Mutilate. We can't do anything right now, unfortunately. It's just so frustrating. I mean, the Deserted Temple gets Dust Bowled. The Thawing Glaciers gets Dust Bowled. We're kind of just in a lot of trouble, actually. This is really bad. Bad situation. Yeah, that just is so bad. Why couldn't we have just drawn a swamp there? All our problems go away. But instead, we are in the world of pain. So, fun stuff. All right, well, we're just going to pass. I mean, at this point, I guess... God, this is just so bad. I mean, I guess we'll play the Phyrexian Furnace. Seems terrible, but we just don't have anything. This is just the wheels are coming off. It's all falling apart. Phyrexian Arena's just going to win in the game. Just absolutely 100% unchecked. Yeah, this is brutal. That 4 damage and 4 life gain is just game breaking. I mean, that's it. Like that single hit wins the game. It's that important. Wow. So bad. Baron Moore, okay. Probably have to cash these Phyrexian Furnaces in. At least one of them. So we are just in desperation mode now. Dust Bowl. Hey, what do you know? How exciting is that? Yep. Pretty bad. Oh boy. I don't know if that's going to help us. Probably not. The worthless powder keg. Thank you for the swamp. That helps a lot. So that gives us a small amount of hope. Pass turn. We're just going to start draining life now because we got nothing else to do, and the time is becoming an issue, which I knew it would be in this game. And we just got nothing else going on. So we could play the Thawing Glaciers out. Not that it does anything, but Mishra's Factory. Well, that attacks, so drain 4 life. Try to save some time. Blow up the Mishra's Factory, sure. Oh, they're gonna Decree of Justice. Okay, makes sense. We take 4. Phyrexian Furnace, okay. Opponent's got all kinds of things they're doing over there. Oh, they're just trying to draw a card, okay. They're at 6 cards in hand. That's been their advantage this whole match. Just having plenty of cards in hand, all match. We've been scraping and struggling and scrapping, and be nice to have 6 cards in hand. Dust Bowl maybe, not sure what they're doing here. A dragon maybe, not sure. Skeletal Scrying, okay. Very interesting. Now what? Enlightened Tutor. Okay, that's probably very bad. Gonna guess. Okay. fails to find. All right, that's not what I would have expected, but okay. We take 4. I'm going to drain life again. Oh, 2 for some reason. Okay. Interesting. Another swamp. All right, let's drain a lot of life. And pass the turn. Sure, seems good. Okay, yeah, we'll play that. Pass back. And we'll just crack this powder keg when they swing in with the dragon to put that off an entire turn, because they can always just get it back, but we could actually kill it and then take it out of the graveyard with the Phyrexian Furnace. That's probably the best way to go. See you later. 7 CMC powder keg. Can you believe it? Has anyone ever done it? God. And then we're going to cash in this Phyrexian Furnace. Opponent running out of time now. I don't like to win on time, but it is a thing, so... Stupor, actually pretty good here. Let them Dust Bowl this Mistress Factory. Oh man, that's too bad. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna have to use this disc. I was hoping to stall out a little while, but looks like we're gonna have to use it. We can actually take... They're gonna go ahead and kill our Thawing Glaciers. Makes sense, sure. we can actually take the damage here, believe it or not, and go down to 1. And just save this disc for the last desperate chance here. That's what we're kind of looking to do. So we're at 1. Opponent's at 2. Gerard's verdict. Oh no. Oh, that's so bad. Oh. Oh, they do it to themselves. Wow. Okay. Makes sense. Man. Oh, that's really good. Very smart. Okay. So we have to crack the disc this turn. Well, looks like we're going to lose after all. That's too bad. Well, that's just unfortunate. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, it's just too bad. All right, well, GG's. Oh, wow, we cheesed it. Oh my God, can you believe that? They deserve to win, not us. Oh my gosh, that's just terrible. Yeah, they deserve the win. Wow. All right, well, that's an odd way to finish that, but opponent deserved the win, but it's a rare tie. It's a strange matchup, strange game. All right, well, let's see what match 2 has for us. All right, match 2. After that arduous and grueling match 1. All right, we'll keep this. Birds of Paradise, okay. Looking kind of rocky. So survival of the fittest, great. Okay, well that's too bad. Just play out this powder keg and pass. Oh, sure. Seems great. Okay, so we'll play the disc next turn and just smother something here, I guess. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Well, I don't think I've ever seen a game that that card has been that good, but it's looking pretty good right now. I hate to do this, but we're kind of desperate right now. Yeah, I think we're just going to lose this game, it looks like. Yep. This is donezo. This is over. I've seen Braid's Cabal Minion in like some mono black land destruction decks. It's an interesting card. I've always wanted to play with it, but I kind of hate it right now because it's kicking our butt. We're just watching out of morbid curiosity now because I'm just going to concede there's no point in going on. So, not clear what to do. That was absolutely brutal. So, yeah, I just I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know what to do. Just just try to run it back. I don't understand enough about the matchup. The opponent plays very quickly. It's obviously a deck that they've mastered. And that being said, I highly recommend you don't play Magic the way I do, which is trying to explore decks and play all kinds of stuff. It's better to play the way the opponent's playing, which is master a deck, know it in and out, know all the matchups, play fast, and win a lot. And that's probably going to be better. I don't know if I'm kind of a sadist or what, but I just like the variety, and I'm trying to get an understanding of the whole metagame by doing it this way, which is probably the most painful way to do it, but that's what I've chosen to do, so that's what we're doing. All right, well, we'll try this, but I don't feel too good about anything in this matchup, so... They just have it on command. Oh boy, this is gonna be a rough one, folks. It's just, yep. mean, they have survival in their hand, squee in their hand. And I guess I don't know how this card works, because when this creature enters, target opponent reveals their hand and you choose a non-land card from it. Exile that card. When this creature leaves the battlefield, return the exiled card to its owner's hand. So by killing it, the leaves the battlefield trigger went before the other one, so I screwed myself out of my own card. Boy, that could not feel worse. Wow, this is bad. Oh, man, I swear. Well, we're just going to get clowned this game, it looks like. So just try to just learn. That's all we can do. I apologize if you guys are here for super high level tournament Magic. I'm just a guy with a day job, and I kind of suck, so. But if you're still here, I appreciate you. Yeah, sure. Just rip my hand to shreds and go do whatever you want to do, and seems great. Do I want to put a counter on that? I don't know. God, this is so bad. Okay. I mean, quite frankly, the opponent's just making us look ridiculous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hermit Druid. Oh god. Alright, well I guess if we can't kill that, then we're dead. Drain 1 life. Oh, our buddy's back. How awesome is that? I mean, that's helpful. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll play it. Probably just gets killed, but I don't know if they have multiple Utabi orangutans to go get or what, but we'll just sit here and learn. That's all we can do. Basking Root Walla to sacrifice to the Braids. I mean, you can see that the opponent is very skilled. They've played this deck a million times. It's a smooth operation. They know exactly what they're doing. Somebody like me, I'm out here fumbling around trying to figure out what's going on. So, like I said, all I can do is just sit here and learn. That's all. That's all I can do. So, okay. Well, I'm quite surprised that they um, didn't have an answer to the disc, but huh. They got 7 cards in their hand. I don't know if there's any advantage to doing this now, so I'm just going to wait. I mean, they get, I guess, multiple activations. I don't know if that's going to be a thing. What's this do? Another Hermit Druid. Great. Tuco Vigilante. Oh, God. What a nightmare. Hmm. Kind of seems like it doesn't matter what we do. And yeah, I'm just completely outclassed here. There's just no getting around it. That's just what it is. They have Genesis too. Oh, that's fun. Okay, well, this game's over. Just I'm just gonna uh, hang out for a minute and just learn a little bit more here about. So exile this card target. Okay. They're gonna get back Wall of Blossoms. Okay. This is called knowing your deck and being rewarded for it. Hermit Druid won't come out to play. They have the Nintuko Vigilante. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I mean, it's not going to get any better, so we'll just do this now. So they have A deck full of creatures. They can keep getting stuff back with Genesis. I guess I have enough information now. I think I'm just going to resign. There's just no point. And there's the Hermit Druid. Okay. Fun stuff. Okay. Just going to scoop him up here. Just want to look at his hand. All right. Wow, that was an unbelievable beating. Wow. Sorry you guys had to see that. That was so painful. I don't see how this matchup or this match can be worse than the last one. That was about as bad as it gets, in my opinion, but I don't know. Who am I to say? Boy. I got a long ways to go in Premodern, that's for sure. I mean, seeing somebody that's got their deck mastered like that, it's kind of a beautiful thing to behold. And oh God, it's always that. Okay. Duress doesn't do a whole lot against goblins, so... So, yeah, we'll take the turn off just to see their hand, and then hopefully this disc will not be too late. I could also just play it now, which is probably better. I mean, we could block with the factory. No, I think we probably should play it now. It's. I'm just worried that we're gonna get smacked for a lot of damage. I don't know. I'm just curious. I can block. I know this is probably not even the right play, but just want to see what they're doing. Okay. Just like to have the information is all. Okay. Let's go with this and pass. War Chief, Incinerator. Seems pretty good. Okay. I could drain 2 life or play the disc. Two, 3, 5. So let's see here. 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 6, 7. So that's 12 damage. Yeah, we may not even get a chance to do anything here. I think we're just going to drain 2 life on the War Chief and hope for the best, and then try to get the disc down later. So. Alright, I don't know what's going on here. Let me try this again. That way not everybody and their brother doesn't have haste and makes this attack even worse, so. Well, hopefully the disc isn't too late, but it might be, so. So do we just play the disc and pass? And then we're gonna well, actually we'll probably be dead because 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 9 points of damage. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're just dead. That's too bad. Man, that's too bad. Should have played this as soon as I could. That was a mistake. God, I swear. Man. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, it's just the game's just over. I don't know why I'm sitting here thinking and doing things. There's nothing I can do. So, all right. Well, that's terrible. I couldn't have played that any worse. So, we got nothing. So we'll just run it back. All bad. I mean, I guess I could take out 2 duress for 2 mutilate. Oops. Come on. Let me do this, please. Thank you. All right. Not that that's much better, but duress just doesn't do anything at all, so. All right. Keep this. Hope for the best. It's exceedingly painful to know you made a mistake, see the mistake, and lose because of it. There's nothing worse than that in Magic, in my mind. I mean, yeah, I'm playing Powder Keg. I don't care. Opponent an awful slow start for goblins. Another thing that is interesting about this matchup is the goblins have so many varied well, there's a dead Mistress Factory, so many varied CMC costs that the Powder Keg's really not even that good. I mean, maybe snipe a dude or two, whatever, so yeah, we'll put a counter on. Corrupt. Okay, doesn't look too good. never seen a goblins control game. That's what we're seeing right now. It's very strange. I really need a land, so that's a land. Do I want to put a counter on this? Yes. I'm kind of mostly thinking about Goblin War Chief, so. Okay. Alright, pass turn. Not sure what's happening on the other side of the board right now, but maybe he's just waiting to get out of the range of the powder keg. I just don't know. So, but Goblin War Chief is the one card that I fear the most in the Goblins matchup, so I'm going to leave that on 3. Opponent plays Goblin Matron. Okay, that's a 3 CMC. Let's see what they go get. Ringleader, makes sense. Okay. I think Innocent Blood here is probably just fine. So. Goblin Ringleader. Let's see what all he gets. So he gets a pile driver. Okay. Not the greatest hit ever, huh? Smother. Alright, pass back. We're not ready to start draining life and stuff just yet. Goblin Pile Driver. Okay, Thawing Glaciers, pass turn. God, the wastelands just don't stop. Siege Gang Commander. Alright. Him and his boys are going to eat a big old mutilate. Dust Bowl. Okay. I don't think I really care about that. I just use it to do this, I guess. See you boys later. Been nice knowing you. Not really, but you know. Bye. Another siege gang commander. Okay. Pretty good. Oh, look at that. Good times, huh? All right, now we got the corrupts and the drain lives coming, so that should be pretty good. No matter what they can amass, which they can rebuild very quickly, but okay. All right, so we'll play another Thawing Glaciers, and I think next turn we'll set up for a bigger drain life. We could corrupt right now, though. That might be worth doing. We're gonna wait one more turn. They don't have any black in their deck to make us discard, so I'm not too worried about that right now. Okay, so let's corrupt here. And pass back. And this drain life be pretty close to finishing them off, hopefully, here in a turn or two. Opponent's flooded out. Not what Goblins wants, that's for sure. So we got Drain Life for 8 right now, so next turn will be the turn. So, yep, that should do it. Okay, pass. Or maybe the turn after. Let's see here. So we have 10 would be 8. So yeah, one more turn. Might as well duress. Doesn't hurt anything just to look at their hand. Pyrokinesis, Naturalize, and Tranquil Domain. And we don't care about any of those. It's weird that they went so far that way. All right. Goblin Pile Driver, okay. Okay, so now that we have 11 mana, that is Drain Life for 9, so that should do it. Alright, game 2. Or no, this is game 3, sorry. Is there anything else that helps? Duresses basically do nothing at all, so I think I'm just going to take those out and do one Persecute and one Stupor for a little bit of discard. And honestly, these Phyrexian Furnaces aren't very good either, so I think we'll probably even take those out and bring in 2 more Stupors and just try that. Okay. So we got an early smother, and we got our big spells later. We're just going to need lands, so we can keep this, I believe. Play that first. We can't dirtle around for too long, but they didn't even play a 1-drop, so... Okay, so yeah, next turn we're going to have to kill that, obviously, so... War Chief, no, Matron, okay. Let's go get the War Chief. Ringleader, okay, that makes sense. Get the gang together. Somehow I clicked past combat. I did not mean to do that. Let's see here. We want to... Innocent Blood. And then Smother. Which I think we'll just wait to do that, so... Here comes the ringleader and his gang of cronies. Let's see what he finds. He's got a lackey and an incinerator and a matron. Wow, that's really good. So next turn is the Mutilate turn, although I think there's nothing wrong with playing out this Nevinyrral's Disc. So... see how much damage they can do to us this turn. Rashad and Port, okay. There's the lackey. Ringleader for 2. They're going to save some card equity. Makes sense. Okay. Guess we'll save the Mutilate for next turn. We'll just blow this disc, and then that'll incentivize them to play out the rest of their team, and then we can Mutilate the turn after that. So that's the plan. Sure. They can mess with this Rashad Port, but I don't think it's going to be too disruptive. I don't know. We'll see. Another lackey. Okay, that's interesting. Take 3. I think that's fine. Oh, interesting. They still have 5 cards in hand, so... I think we can scrying for 2 here. Oh, that's fun. Bunch of bears. Okay. Persecute. Oh man, I'm glad they didn't have the Rashadan port available. That's kind of dodged a bullet there. So all right, pass the turn. Let's see what they come back with here. They got a matron and who knows what else. The ringleader, okay. Ooh, some hits too. Yeah, that's pretty good. Goblin lackey, okay. So if we hit the lackey with a corrupt, that gives us another turn. It's only 3 damage, and we only gain 3 life. We could also persecute, but that's kind of dangerous right now. I mean, we could dump their hand basically. I kind of like that. Okay, well, let's see here. So persecute. Choosing red. Yeah, that's great. Now they only have Tranquil Domain in their hand. I think that was worth it. We are going to take a little bit of damage here, but imagine this gets Rashadan ported, but sure. Okay. See if they drew something good. Fanatics, not the best thing to see. So, do we mutilate or corrupt here? I feel like mutilating is just a little bit better. I'm going to take 1 point, didn't be down to 4. The next turn we can do the drain life business. So, let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, mutilate. Then we'll actually play out this disc and just leave that as a safety valve if we need it. And pass. And then next turn we'll start the corrupting and drain lifing business. If we can fade 1 turn, they don't have anything in hand besides that Tranquil Domain, which doesn't do anything. Okay, cool. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, we're not going to do that. There's no point in doing that right now. I'm going to leave up the disk activation just in case anything crazy happens. Opponent's going to port. Okay. Naturalize. Sure. Okay. Oh, I should have pumped my dude up. God, naturalizes everywhere. Okay. All right. Pass. All right, so we've kind of had enough of this Rashadan port, so I'm just going to kill that, actually. Another disc. Okay. Wow, how many naturalizes can you possibly have? Well, seems good. Alright, next turn we will begin the draining lifing. They only have 11 life, so that's 2 drain life, so should close the door. Goblin Tinkerer. Okay. Okay, so drain a bunch of life. This card's kind of weird the way. Okay, gotta do this first. Pass the turn. They can kill our Nevinyrral's Disc if they want, but they're dead next turn, so. Sure. And GG's. Okay, well, interesting matchup. I kind of feel like maybe the opponent might have over sideboarded. That is a thing. Okay, so we'll be getting to the next match here momentarily. All right, match 4 getting underway here. It's a keep. I know we risked the wasteland with the thawing glaciers, but otherwise we're never doing it, so it's fine. We got plenty of lands if they want to wasteland that, but we're just going to start on that. Opponent mulligans to 5. Blue. Okay. Well, hopefully it's not Stifle Knot. If it is, we're going to probably struggle with that, I'm sure. Stifle. Okay. Obviously it is Stifle Knot. It's kind of a dick move, but, you know, hey. Stifle's there for other purposes, certainly. Let's see if we get stifled again here. Okay. Innocent Blood could be pretty good against a Dreadnought, so let's see how that goes. We got a disc too, so if we can get those resolved, we could have a good chance. Accumulated knowledge, okay. I will say Innocent Blood's very bad against a Vision Charmed Dreadnought, though. So that's also a thing. Corrupt, okay. Portent, okay. We may try to play this Nevinyrral's Disc just to maybe pull a counterspell out of their hand. I don't know. It's not going to be good for anything else, so. So it may get countered. Let's play this first. And then we'll play the disc, even though I'm assuming that's going to get countered, which is fine. Yep. There's the Dreadnought. Vision Charm would be worse, that's for sure. But we'll see what they're going to do here. Yeah, Vision Charm. It's definitely a problem. Okay, so we're going to take 12 no matter which way you slice it. We could try to cast Corrupt. I'm sure it gets counterspelled, but we can at least maybe try that to gain some life. I mean, Duress seems good. Only 3 cards in hand, so we'll see what they got. Counterspell, sure. Okay, let's see. No getting around the taking 12 business, so... Alright. Ouch. Scrying for 2 doesn't change any math, so why is it not letting me do that? Scrying for 2. Done. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Smother does work. Vision. Oh, I guess I should have played the Innocent Blood first. Okay, so I think we lose the game because of my stupidity. Seems about right. If I do Corrupt, that's 6. It's only 12, and it's Xaxes. Okay, so let's do this for 2. We just have to try to get another Smother, basically. And that's gonna wrap it up. Feels pretty bad. Let's see. I don't really know what to do here. We'll just try that. It's kind of feels bad all the way around, so. So I did make some sideboard changes. I decided to bring in stupors, but I don't. It's kind of a desperate. I mean, I don't really know what we can do that's going to really do anything against what they're doing. That's a lot of words to say. You know, we're just not going to be able to do much. But we probably will start on this powder keg, and if they have a, you know, a way to counterspell it, then that's just what it is. But at least we'll have something down to try to do something. All right. See if they got a counterspell for this. Okay, got the smother also. Probably just go for the stupor here. Let's see if they want to counterspell that. So I imagine they probably do want to do that. Yeah, I figured so. Okay, pass back. Pass turn. What it's got? Flash of Insight. We got smothers going on. Portent. All right. So a little delay here on the cleanup step. Just trying to get this Thawing Glaciers back in our hand and take our turn. So opponent's got 5 cards in hand, so they're not looking to discard, so I'm not sure what the holdup is. Okay. Portent. No to the powder keg. Draw step. Just keep on with the Misrefractors beats till they get tired of that. little delay on the opponent's side, so just going to wait through this and hopefully can move the game along here. Alright, pass turn back. Opponent's flashing insight for 2. Opponent's got a Mishra's Factory also. Stupor. Go ahead and cast that. See if they want to counterspell it. And after a long decision-making process, they decide they do want to counterspell it. Okay. And then let's play our land, Mishra's Factory. We'll smother their Mishra's Factory, so. Opponents gushing. I wasn't sure if they were going to fight over this or not. I guess maybe it's important to them. It's not as important to us, but we have 2 layers of fight against the... Yeah, sure, whatever. Gush foil. Yep, you got it. Opponent flashing insight again. Now taking their turn. Portent, okay. Skeletal scrying, something we're probably going to be interested in doing, so we'll just pass. Kind of a cat and mouse game right now. Opponent falling behind a little bit on the time now. They were ahead of us, but their play has slowed considerably. Could be connection issues. I mean, who knows? Maybe they're streaming. I mean, I don't know. Accumulated knowledge. Okay. And here comes the big thing. What's it gonna be? Vision charm or stifle? It's a vision charm. Okay, so we'll attempt to use the powder keg. Since they have another stifle or vision charm lined up. They have a stifle, so we'll attempt to smother. Yeah, you got us there. Okay. I mean, we'll probably just drain a bunch of life, I guess. I think we'll scrying for 3 here. And then see if we can, like I said, probably drain life. I could also, well, yeah, I think scrying is going to be better a little bit, so. Oh, wow. Can only drain 4 life. That's really not very good. They have 1 card in hand. Haunting Echoes. Don't know if that helps us really. Let's start on duress just to see what their card is, and probably a land, but it's a morphling. Wow, that's interesting. Okay. It's not clear to me what I should do here. I could drain 4 life. That's no, 3 life. It seems kind of bad, actually. Could gain 5 from corrupt. 4, 5, 6. I think we'll just do that. Just let them hit us. I mean, we know it's in their hand, so. And pass. Okay, smother might get there. So let's duress again. Foil, okay. And we'll smother this. Pass. I imagine we're going to actually probably see a morphling. Yep. Okay, that should be interesting. Innocent Blood looks pretty good here. And Haunting Echoes, I think that's what we're going to do. Yeah, so let's get in for an attack first. So they're at 5. And then we're just going to obliterate their graveyard. Yep. All right, let's get on to sideboarding. I think the changes we made are going to be good enough, so we'll submit this list as is. Okay, game 3. Ooh, don't have any black mana here. I think we'd have to mull that. Keep this. Putting back... probably the Drain Life. It's a little early for that. And see what the opponent's on. We'll be on first turn Duress and turn 2 Powder Keg. And to hopefully turn 3 Stupor. Okay, Duress, Stifle and Portent, okay. Okay, so I think we take the Portent and get our Phyrexian Furnace online. There's a counter spell too. I guess I don't really care as much about that, but these all kind of do the same thing. I guess that's sort of the unique card, if you will. So they have 4 cards in hand. It's these 4 cards. Alright, let's see what they can do here. Accumulated Knowledge, Portent, and Flash of Insight all draw cards, so I felt like taking the counterspell was the quote-unquote unique card. So Portent, okay. So we're going to attempt to Stupor here and see if, because we do have a Powder Keg that can potentially stop the Dreadnought. 2 Powder Kegs, no less. Plus, the worst it can do is take a counterspell too. So Sabo's Web and Flash of Insight. Okay. So they got Dreadnought and 1 other card. Dreadnought Vision Charm. Right here. That'd be about right. Oh my God. Alright, well, yeah. I mean, that's why you play the cards, I guess. Fantastic. Wonderful. Yep. It's pretty good. So we are going to get hit for 12, but then hopefully the next turn we can powder keg it away. We'll see. Oh, too bad it's. Man, I tell you what, the Vision Charm is so much better than the Stifle. All right, so we got two cracks at it after we take 12. So. Take our spanking here. Ouchie, that hurts. Well, both players just rebuilding here. But we just unfortunately don't have anything to do right now. don't have a lot to say right now, so just be kind of just cruising through here and see what we can draw, anything that makes a difference. Didn't realize I didn't have my sound on the whole time. It's awesome. But this is just a miserable game, so not like a lot was missed or whatever. Sure. Somehow we overpaid by one. I don't know how that happened, but skeletal scrying doesn't really do anything. We'll still use it though. There's no way we're winning this game. No way at all. Probably should have scooped a long time ago, but I mean, you get so far into the game, I didn't even know if it was game 2 or 3, honestly. We just got a couple minutes left, so we're just gonna lose. Feels pretty bad. 2 lands and a whole lot of nothing. It's all bad. Trying to do things super fast here, so that's why I missed the extra point of damage there. Got to play a land, but just trying to go fast. Oh my gosh, I don't know how we did that. That was the most nerve-wracking. Wow, what a league. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we pulled that out. That's just unbelievable. Wow. Well, let's go to the post-game wrap-up. That was something else. Man, I just can't believe that. Let's see here. Yeah, okay, so Corrupt Glaciers. A lot of fun. Be ready for some long games. Some very skill-intensive. I mean, I made all kinds of mistakes, as you guys saw. It's just like playing Magic is just, there's just all kinds of mistakes to be made, and you know, I'm doing the best I can. But like I said, I'm just a guy with a day job. I'm gonna make mistakes. This isn't gonna be tournament level Magic here. So, but trying to improve my skills, and this deck requires a lot of patience. You have to really be willing to give into the game plan and fight through to get to your later game spells with the Drain Lives and Corrupts. There's a lot of dirtily stuff you can do as you go along. One thing that doesn't help me is that I don't know all the metagames, so we run into some just peculiar decks and weird things that I'm just not ready for, I don't know much about. But man, we had a lot of long games and just battles back and forth and constant. And I mean, we just persevered and did the best we could. And then there, in the last game, they played that Illusions of Grandeur, and I thought, oh my gosh, they're up to 23 life. We have less than a minute left. How are we gonna, end the Nevinyrral's Disc? I thought, well, if they can't do this, it'll kill the Illusions, and they'll take 20. And then and that just, I can't believe that worked out with literally seconds to spare. Unbelievable. So a little bit of a roller coaster ride for this deck. I probably won't play one of these kind of decks in a while because this was I'm a little nerve-wracked, I guess. I don't know. But that being said, the deck is still very cool. It's fun to play. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I was just doing the best I could based on the subscriber input. This was the deck that was originally proposed. This is the one we played that I found on MTG Decks. Don't remember where I found it, but it was not called Corrupt Glaciers. I just called it that because it was so similar to the deck list that we had submitted by subscribers Saiku, which thank you so much for doing that. Really appreciate it. I enjoyed playing the deck. It was a lot of fun, and it's kind of swingy. So be willing to hunker down for the long game and do the best you can to surgically fight through all kinds of different situations. So it was a bit of a thrill, like I said, a bit of a roller coaster, but if you guys play this deck at all, I would like to hear some feedback, because it was a trip. I'll say that. Thanks everybody for watching, and one last thing. I apologize for some of the audio problems that I had in this particular league, but I'm a guy with a real life, and I've got dogs and people and doorbells and distractions and things that I got to deal with. So I apologize. I do the best I can to find times where I can be completely alone with no interruptions, and it's a struggle sometimes. So I apologize for some of the muted periods of time and stuff like that, but there's just things going on around me that sometimes I don't have any control over. So, but all that being said, we still got there. We persevered through the league, and here we are. So we had a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed the content, and thanks again for everyone. Your contributions and the discussion and comments are great. Appreciate it very much, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks again.